On today's Mead Monday, we try Dansk Mjod Viking Blood.
Hi, I'm Brian.
I'm Derica, and you're watching a Mead Monday on
The
CS
first
Brews.
Mead Monday. And we thought, being the first Mead Monday, let's go with something that is near and dear to our hearts. Viking Blood. Now, you might know that Viking Blood, the one that I did a long time ago with the beard and the hair, that was our very first Mead video on City Steading ever. So it's really cool. It's actually probably our most watched video ever, too, much to my chagrin. I
Now,
think I look 20 years younger now.
that Viking Blood actually wasn't based on this
Not at
Viking
all.
Blood, so don't be confused there.
They're completely different products. That was like a 1300 spaced recipe, something like that. This is from the 1700s, I believe, and this is by Dansk Mjod, a modern day company. They actually make it. Nobody actually makes Viking's blood the way that we did, and that's the other thing. Ours was Viking's blood. This is Viking blood. They're different, although it's been said multiple ways. So they're saying here the world's oldest fermented beverage. Well, we know that already. Although somebody's going to argue and say it wasn't. The oldest known recipe for mead to be written down in the Nordic countries was in 1520 by the Archbishop Olaus Magnus. Now, that may be true if they're oldest to be written down, but that's not this yet. This is brewed based on a recipe from about the year 1700, and the ingredients are pure and 100% natural, guaranteed free from additives of any kind. Honey is the major and most important item in this recipe. Now, I happen to know a couple things about the making of this. I saw a video of the making of Viking Blood, and what they do is pretty neat. They stick to ideals much like what we do. They don't use any of the additives for stabilizing. They use fortifying instead. That's why this comes out at, 19% ABV, okay? That is strong for mead, just so you know. It's strong for any wine. I know somebody's going to tell me, I got 26%. Well, sure, maybe once in a blue moon, but as a commercial product, it's very difficult to do. So what they do is they ferment to about 14 to 15%, and then they fortify with a neutral spirit, a distilled spirit, that kills off the yeast, stops fermentation, ends at 19%. Now there's hibiscus in here. It's been hopped as well, and I believe they add some ginger. Somebody told me that they do add ginger, and the flavor is there. So, without further ado, let's drink some mead.
We're just going to pour it straight and drink it room temperature, but there are a lovely list of serving suggestions on the back of the bottle that I or Brian will read to you after he's done pouring.
I also want to note, they get extra points just for the bottle it comes in. It's very, very difficult to reuse this bottle, but I do actually really like it. If you're wondering about the small pour, we got a whiskey video to make right after this. Serving suggestions. Slightly chilled in a wine glass as an aperitif or over ice with fruits at room temperature or in a port wine glass, it is excellent as dessert wine, or for a winter warmer, heat the liquid without boiling and serve in a mug. I like that.
All of those options sound fantastic. Unfortunately, we're just going to drink it room temperature in a wine glass.
Now, the serving suggestions suggest to me that they know this is super sweet and this is high alcohol because they're making it an aperitif. That makes it a little bit different than a lot of the meads that we make. Right off the bat, it's viscous. This stuff is thick. I can see it. We've had it before, haven't had it in quite some time, but yeah, look at that. Now, the reason you put things like this in a wine glass, meads, whiskeys, things like that, the aromas, you want that tulip shape so that when you do the swirl like this, the aromas concentrate and you get the smells. Oh, wow. I smell the flowers. I smell ginger. I can smell the honey. It's like thick honey in there.
There's almost a citrus note. I don't know if that's the ginger or...
I think it's the combination of the ginger and hibiscus. Because hibiscus has a lot of vitamin C.
Hibiscus does have a citrusy
Well, it has
note
vitamin
to
C in it.
Right, yeah.
So
I forgot about that aspect.
So that's where you're getting the citrus from. Ascorbic acid, not necessarily citric acid.
It does have a lovely golden color.
Yeah, that color is beautiful.
Not the red color that the name may make you think of.
There's different kinds of hibiscus, though, and I think that could be what it is. It could be they could have used a white hibiscus, and it's the actual natural honey mead color. But anyway, I'm gonna taste it. See, I'm going to be honest. We got a bottle of this a long time ago, a couple years ago. And I didn't like it. I tried it. I got through the bottle, but it wasn't my favorite thing. I didn't really like it at all. That taste right there was lovely. That was good. It's honey right off the bat. So much honey and a little bit of ginger.
I think what I'm experiencing with this is similar to what I was experiencing when we tried our version of Viking Blood, the cherry mead. Because we were thinking sweet cherries, but we used tart cherries.
Right.
And so there was that disconnect when we drank it. We're like, whoa, because we were shocked by the tartness. Now, because this time around, I know more about what is in this beverage, so I know the hibiscus is going to have that citrus note. I know there's potentially ginger, or at least a ginger note. And so my mind was prepared for that. So when I have the disconnect of the sweetness of the honey and the sharp pungency of the citrusy ginger thing, I'm more comfortable with it. And it's like, oh yeah, that's really cool. Where if I wasn't prepared for that mentally, I probably would have been too jarring for me.
Yeah. This is definitely an aperitif, like a sweetened, fortified, because, I mean, it's a little higher ABV, but it's also very sweet.
Yes.
It's really sweet. I believe the other thing that they did was they added a lot more honey after fortifying, because now it won't re-ferment, but now they can sweeten it to their heart's content, and they certainly did. That adds a lot to that thickness that it seems to have. Something else I wanted to say, the ginger mead that we did, I think there's a card here. I was actually inspired to make that by this, because when we did our clone, which you can see our clone video here too, we didn't put ginger in it. And I thought, that would be a really cool thing. Plus, some of our members have made it that way. So I thought, hey, that's where that was inspired by. But back to Viking Blood. I hate to just say this is really good, but this is different. This is actually unique. And there it is, unique. Drink, right? That's from Whiskey Wednesday, but it's a carryover.
It works.
It's very different than most meads in that it's stronger than most commercial meads that you're going to get. It has a lot more forward flavors, but it is a real mead. And what I mean by real mead is it really is fermented honey. There's going to be some meads that you're going to see on this show that aren't. And I'm sorry, but we're going to call them out for it too, because,
It is what it is.
it is what it is, And it isn't what it isn't, too.
So the things I like about this is that it's definitely honey. You definitely get that honey, and I think for an alcoholic beverage based on honey, you should get a sense that there's honey in it. That just is logic to me. Also, there's the complexity of those other flavors that go way beyond the spectrum of just honey, which makes it more of an experience rather than just something boring.
Yeah. So basically, you should get this. I mean, you should try this. I actually want to get more of their offerings and give them a try because they make different things, and I want to see them all and see how they compare to each other, see what we like. Anyway, in the meantime, if you like this video, give us a like. If you like what we're doing here, hit subscribe. We do videos now up to 3 days a week. We're going to try to do 3 days a week. Monday is Mead Monday, Wednesday is Whiskey Wednesday, and Friday is CS Brews, where we will probably make something. All the rackings and bottlings and stuff like that, those are like extras, and they'll be thrown in middle days and stuff like that. But anyway, if you like what we're doing here, hit subscribe and hit the little bell icon so YouTube notifies you when we put out something new. Also, we have a VIP club on Facebook, which is a private Facebook group. So if you go looking for it, that's why you can't find it. A lot of people have been asking me about that.
But if you become a Patreon, level 5 or 10, you get access to it automatically.
That's right. And that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.